Hello everyone, welcome back to Pixel Village and I'm Radhakrishanan. Well, this looks like a press conference setup, but it is not. We are in fact going to talk about a subject we know nothing about. That doesn't mean that we know everything about photography, but this is one question which we keep getting in every video. What's the kind of sound recording that you are using? So, first let me explain to you what we are trying to do. On the main camera, we have Rode Vmic attached to it. So we will play the audio through that once. On camera B, we have a similar product from SARAMONIC. And the camera C records using the microphone inbuilt with the camera. Well, in front of me, I have again 3-4 setups. We usually record all our audio using a Zoom H6. H6 is a 5-channel recorder, which means if I connect 5 independent input devices to this recorder, I'll get 5 independent channels, which is exactly what I'm trying to do here. And today we have connected 3 external devices onto it, which obviously will record the audio onto 3 different tracks. And I'm also using the Zoom's on microphone, which will go into the left-right channel. So the exercises during the conversation, I will keep switching the input devices, and you as a viewer can listen the difference that the audio makes. Because it is inappropriate to tell you that this sound is better than the other. You have to come to your own conclusion. But mind you, YouTube has its own compressions, and there will be a lot of losses due to the YouTube's own compression. So keep that in mind. Still, you will be able to make out the difference or figure out the difference. So on to our setup. On track 1 is our Rode Filmmaker kit. This is our most favorite kit. This is what we've been using. We've used it for almost all, barring one video if I remember. Everywhere else we use this as our go-to recorder. On track 2 is the SARAMONIC's Shotgun mic. On track 3 is SARAMONIC's cordless Lavalier mic. I have fixed both the Lavalier mic onto myself. Now what I'm going to do is to switch from one to the other. Currently, I'm working with the Rode Filmmaker kit, like I told you in the beginning. And now let's do the switch. You must also invest in a good quality headphone, because there is no other way you can judge the quality of sound. Most of our videos are done in the studio. So I can talk more about the studio. So the place to start first is to do good soundproofing of your studio. It's very important for us because we have a 4-screen multiplex right below us and a functional gym right above us. Now you can imagine the kind of trauma that we must be going through during our recordings. So we have to start with a good quality soundproofing of the studio. Second, you have to invest in good quality headphones so that you know what you are recording. So I'm going to put it on, and like I said, we're using the H6 recorder. So I'm going to start with the most basic sound recording, which is the in-camera recording. Okay? So now what you are hearing is the in-camera sound recorded through the camera C. Okay? You can definitely see the difference. Our popular figure of speech, day and night. That's what is happening here. Let me now switch to the main camera, where I'm using the Rode Vmic. It's a condenser mic. It's a unidirectional mic, so it basically doesn't pick up too much from the left or right. It's also a reasonably good location mic if you're vlogging and things like that. This is something which is pretty handy. It works very well. Rode makes very good quality microphones. And then now I'm going to switch to the SARAMONIC. Yeah, so this is how it sounds. I'd say, welcome to Pixel Village, and I'm Radhakrishanan. So now that we've tested the in-camera mics and 2 different types of unidirectional condenser mic, let me switch to what I have in front of me. Back to my Rode Lavalier mic. What I'm going to do is to shift to track number 2, where I'm going to be using this SARAMONIC Shotgun mic. This is the remote control for the H6. I'm going to switch it off and let me switch the microphone on. Now what you are hearing is from this shotgun mic. Again, it's a unidirectional mic, it's a condenser mic, and technically the left and the right recording won't be all that effective. So if I move around, you can actually hear there is a shift in, or there's a change and in the quality of the sound. Okay, and you will definitely agree that this is the best position to be in. So when you use a lavalier mic, you have this freedom to move around because lavalier mic, records from a certain area, whereas this guy always want the sound to come straight at the microphone. Okay, now let me switch this off and shift to the SARAMONIC's RX9 TX9 combo, which is a cordless lavalier mic. So for which I need to cut the audio and shift to lavalier. Okay, now I am on to the SARAMONIC lavalier, cordless lavalier mic. This again, I can hear the difference. To me, Rode sounded the most crisp and clear, this guy next, and the SARAMONIC lavalier next. I'm not conditioning you, come at your own conclusions at the end of the video. But the advantage with the SARAMONIC is probably half as expensive as the Rode lavalier. Yeah, so we heard all three. Now let's also listen to the MS mic of the H6. It's my favorite. It's a beautiful one. The only disadvantage with it is that you can't possibly have a big mic showing in your shot every time. And it also is very sensitive. It picks up almost everything around it. It's called the multi-side microphone. So let me switch off the SARAMONIC and shift to the MS mic of the H6. Okay, now I am on the MS mic. You can immediately see the difference. There is much more timbre in my voice. But it picks up almost everything around it. A small vibration it picks up, but the lavalier doesn't, because it's on my body. Unless I rub something against the microphone or the cable, nothing happens much to the sound. But here it becomes very sensitive. Anything, anywhere again, can someone make a small noise there? Yeah, even that gets picked up and in great detail. But there is nothing to beat this quality. I can really sound very well with this. Almost anyone can sound very well with this kind of microphone. The Rode H6 also comes with a different type of microphone. It basically is very good for recording interviews when two people are sitting on either side of a sofa or in two different chairs. Each microphone will pick up each one's conversation very effectively. It also has different type of wind cutters. If you're shooting outdoors and if you're using the recorder itself to record the sound, then you can use this over the mic to cut the wind noise, or rather minimize the wind noise. So we saw almost everything, right from an in-camera microphone to a on-camera field video mic, to a serious filmmaker lavalier, cordless lavalier, a condenser mic, another lavalier mic, and the H6 on microphone. They all are in an affordable range. Rode is slightly more expensive and SARAMONIC is at the economy range. So if you're on a budget, SARAMONIC is definitely the choice. But if you have money and if you want better quality, of course, sky is the limit. There is Sennheiser and there is Sony and there are few other brands available for you to try and test, if money is not a problem, that is. I hope you got some answer to your questions. So how do I sign off? Okay, let me use this guy. If you've liked this video, do not forget to subscribe, share, and hit that bell button. And of course, please do not forget to comment too. Bye for now.